Welcome to Oh Yes You Can. My name is Linda Brady, and I'd like to introduce you to some ABCs of artwork. If it seems really primary, it's because I'm accustomed to teaching it to primaries. Forgive me, because you really probably want to start with the ABCs of art, which means we're going to start with pencil and paper. How simple does it get? If you registered upstairs at the library in the reference department, you should have received, or maybe received, because they have limited supplies, 2 pieces of paper like this, and another piece of paper like that, and another weird pencil. Mine isn't the same color, but it's the same principle. It's sharpened for you, aren't we good? And it doesn't have an eraser. That's because I'm vicious. An eraser means that I presume, and you assume, that you're going to make mistakes. You're not going to make mistakes, or I'll show you how to fix them when you do, so you don't need an eraser. All right, what do you expect to get out of this class? I've had lots of people tell me, oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. Yes, you can. Come along with me and I'll show you how. One other thing before we actually get started, if you registered upstairs at the library, you may also have received this interest survey. I can't promise it will do everything on there. Time, money, all kinds of things interfere. But please, get this survey completed if you can and get it back to the library. It'll be directed to me, Linda Brady, and we'll see what we can do to meet your expectations, okay? In your packet, get rid of that paper clip. You can recycle it. We don't need it anymore for today. Let's find the little piece of paper that looks like this. In fact, I have 2 of them for some reason, but I don't need 2 of them. I want to show you, it sounds silly, but I want to show you how to use your pencil most effectively for beginning drawing. Okay? If you're right-handed, I want you to prepare to, let me turn around so you can see what I'm doing. If you're right-handed, you're going to start on this end of your little narrow paper. If you're left-handed, you're going to start on this end of your little drawing paper. The reason being, this is messy. If you get your hand in where the pencil marks are already, you're going to have a smear that you probably don't want. So let's use our pencil from the side that suits you best. Notice I'm holding it sideways. We don't want to use the point right now. That gives us a sharp line. Today we want a soft line, and by a soft line I mean we don't have any stop signs along it. When I'm working with kids, I say, you know when you make chocolate milk, you pour the syrup in the white milk, and you've got the brown over here and you've got the white over here, and then when you begin to stir it, it mixes together and it changes color. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing today. So with my pencil held kind of sideways, I'm going to start on this end that's comfortable for me and go really dark as I can. But the secret is, as I go across the paper, I want to get lighter and lighter and lighter so that by the time I get to the opposite side of the paper, I have no color at all. And I didn't make a very pretty picture because those really should have overlapped all the way. But pencil's nice. It lets me go back and correct my mistakes so that I have much more of a solid line to begin and a softer line as we go away. That's called a grayscale. We go from the darkest we can to the lightest we can, and we're going to use that process with our first drawing. Take one of the bigger papers like that. I didn't tell you to do this, but you can shut me off, turn off the video for just a minute, and go get something that's round. And I just grabbed a sour cream container top. Peanut butter jar lid would be, but anything that's roughly this big. Because sometimes when we're starting out, we want to make things bitty, and then you can't see to put the details in that I want you to learn about. So go find yourself a big circle like that and come back. I assumed you did all that. You shut me up for just a minute. Now you've got me back on one of our big papers. Use our circle. Now we'll use the pointy end of our pencil, and anywhere on the paper, draw around your circle. Just like that. That's all there is to it. Looks kind of blah, doesn't it? Let's give it some dimension. Let's give it some shape. And the way we're going to do that is, let's pretend that there's a spotlight up here in our room. And it's going to shine down on this object. It can be a ball. It could be a balloon. Let's make it a balloon, just for fun. Now, this spotlight is going to shine down onto the balloon, and it's going to hit it right there at the brightest spot. That's where the most light is hitting. As it hits over here in other places, it's not as bright. I'll show you in just a minute what I'm talking about. So the brightest spot of light is going to be right there in the direct line to our little spotlight dot. And these out here are going to be a little bit less bright. We're going to use our very same grayscale shading to make that happen on our paper. Before I start, I'm going to also point out that down here on the opposite side of our circle, clearly that's the furthest away from our spotlight, so that will be the darkest. Let's start with the darkest, like we did with the grayscale. Down here on the bottom, black, black, black as we can, following and going in a circular motion. I'll show you in just a minute where I'm coming from. I'm going around the shape of the circle. I'm making it dark, 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 the furthest away from the light source, and I'm beginning to get lighter and lighter as I come up toward the middle of the balloon. Let's go ahead and do some more of that. Remember, we're getting lighter, 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 so that when we get up here toward the very top of our balloon, we have no color at all. In the middle, it's going to be, I'm doing this real fast. I want you to take your time and do it slower so it looks nice and neat. But I want you to see this so you don't get bored and go get a soda while I'm doing this. And when you have finished all that from light, light, light to dark, 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 it has the shape of our balloon. Again, I want you to do it slowly, slowly, so that you get all your chocolate milk mixed together. Get all your colors smooth with no, see right here, I've got just too much change too quickly from dark to middle. I need to go back and work on that, and pencil lets you do that. That's the nice thing about it. Keep working around and around and around, making it blended together like the grayscale. And here's the fun thing about pencil. We didn't talk about types of paper, but what I'm using right now is, the kids call it vanilla paper. Its real name is manila paper, but it's just regular old drawing paper. If you don't have that, copier paper works, note paper works, the back of an old envelope works. Paper is paper. Some of it works better, of course, than others. This one will work really well for what we want, because the next thing we're going to do is use our magic marker. Our magic marker can, if we push down hard, look what's happening to my drawing. Look how all those lines went away and are smoothed out with my magic marker. The pencil is a wonderful instrument, and we've always got it with us. That's the thing about pencil and paper, too. Sometimes I tuck mine in my book bag or in my purse and take it to the doctor's office, and I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and I can draw. What can we draw? Whatever we see. This is an awfully good exercise to begin with, because it teaches you a number of pencil drawing techniques all at once. You're learning about the quality of the paper and what different papers can do for you. Some are easier to blend than others. It teaches you about light sources, the light making the brightest place on your drawing, and the further away you are from the light, the darker it gets. I would suggest to you that you practice this very technique lots and lots and lots of times. Okay, let's just have some fun with that. We're going to turn our object into hot air balloons. And let's see, I think I'll turn it this way for starters. And I'm going to put a basket. I'll show you in just a second here. I'm going to put a basket below my balloon. And maybe a whole bunch more of them on your paper. And if you'd like to use some color, now would be a good time to have some colored pencils or crayons. We'll talk about that more another time. But I'd really like for you to practice this kind of technique with the grayscale lots and lots and lots of times. And I think it would be a good idea, you know, I didn't show you this. I needed to show you one of mine because we didn't talk about cast shadow. This is a shadow that the light source throws off the object. And so again, it's dark, dark, dark at the darkest part, the part that's most shaded from the light source. So it's black, black, black down here on your grayscale. Gets lighter as the light source is further away from your object. So let's practice, even though we didn't talk about cast shadow, you can practice that also. And I think it would be a great idea if you created a portfolio for yourself. This is a recycled folder, obviously. It could be a loose leaf notebook, a 3-ring binder is great. It could be a folded big sheet of paper, anything. The whole point is let's keep your work. Dated is a good idea because I guarantee, well, you're going to say it's not any good, I can't keep it. You'll be surprised. Why don't you keep it in a portfolio? Go back, 2 or 3 months down the road and look and see what you did. You're going to be surprised what you have learned. Okay? Let's get together again soon and bring back your pencil. Bring back your paper. Upstairs in reference, they might have some supplies still. You could check with them. If not, get your own. Only thing that you need next time that we don't have yet is, I know this looks like a ruler, but I'm going to call it a straight edge because the whole point is we're going to draw a straight line with it. So it's a straight edge. So anything, this is good, of course. An envelope out of the trash, don't get the coffee grounds on it. Anything else that you can draw a straight line with. That, pencil, paper. See you again soon. Bye-bye.